Hey, what's up guys, and welcome to Xbox On. Now, if you follow the channel, you'll know that we're mad about Xbox Game Pass. It's a subscription service that gives you a library of over 100 games to play on your Xbox One. You pay the monthly fee and you can download as many games as you want to play. New games are added every single month, so let's take a look at everything added for October, and here's what you can download right now. If zombies were ever going to rise and destroy mankind, it would probably be in October, the month of Halloween, which makes this the perfect month to start practicing your zombie killing in State of Decay Year 1 Edition. This is the Xbox One version of Xbox 360's Xbox Live Arcade Classic. It's the same game, given a visual polish and bundled with the DLC. Rather than just focus on fighting the undead like in Left 4 Dead or Dead Rising, State of Decay is all about building a community of survivors in the face of a zombie apocalypse. You have to set up a base and keep the resources flowing in before your group starts getting hungry or sick. This means going on raiding missions and not waking up a hive of zombies along the way, because what good is fresh medicine if you lose able bodies on the mission? Best of all is how the game handles death. When your character dies, they are dead for good. You respawn as a different member of the community and have to pick up life where you left it. Unfortunately, not all survivors are made equal. Allow the group's soldier to die and you'll lose their improved gun skills, leaving you to save the day as a lazy student with a bad knee. Though, it's worth letting one person die if only able to see the grim death animation. You even get an achievement for it, which helps take the edge off a terrible, terrible death. And with State of Decay 2 coming out next year, now is a good time to get to know the series and start preparing your survivor skills. Good luck. Also making its way into Xbox Game Pass with a flurry of kicks, punches and Hadoukens is Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition. Besides the title being a bit of a mouthful, this version of the game has a load of improvements over the original Street Fighter 4. For starters, this roster's increased from the already great 25 to 39 characters. This includes characters from previous games like Yun and Yang from Street Fighter 3, as well as new characters like Yuri and Oni, because you know, Akuma apparently needed to be scarier. There's also a host of gameplay changes. There's new modes for online, such as Endless Battle Mode, which emulates the old arcade days of fighting games, with the winner of matches staying on until they're knocked off the top, as well as Team Battle, which allows player teams of up to 4 players to take on other teams. One of the biggest changes, however, is the addition of a second Ultra combo for all the characters, a bit like Street Fighter 3's Super Art Selection. These combos can completely change how you play a character. For example, with Ryu, you can pick either a Metsu Hadouken, an incredibly powerful variation of the Hadouken, or you could pick a Metsu Shoryuken, an incredibly powerful close-range uppercut with facial rearranging powers. And I hope I said that right. But Super Street Fighter 4 Arcade Edition is a great entry into the Street Fighter series, so get some friends around or head online and get ready to throw down with Xbox Game Pass. I hope you weren't too attached to your Saints Row 4 character, because in the opening minutes of Gat Out of Hell, he or she is pulled into the underworld, and it's up to Johnny Gat and Kinsey to follow them into hell and do battle with the devil himself. How you go about upsetting the Dark Lord is largely up to you. Instead of set story missions, you are free to choose activities that annoy the devil, from blasting through waves of enemies in survival mode to taking down his hellish operations. As fun as it is to unleash the new weapons on Endless Demon Spawn, my new favourite hobby is taking to the skies with your angelic flight powers. Who needs super speed and long jumps when you can escape danger with a flap of your wings? Saints Row 4 is already part of Game Pass, and this is just a great companion piece, so make sure you go download it right now. Costume Quest 2 is a great addition for October as it takes place during Halloween. As a gang of kids go trick-or-treating, they're pulled into a mad adventure where their costumes let them transform into powerful fighters and do battle with the forces of evil. Different costumes give them different skills in fights, and it's quite funny seeing how their homemade outfits morph into amazing battle suits. The combat is pretty simple. You take turns like in the older Final Fantasy games and have extra mini-games that help boost your attacks. If you've never played a Japanese RPG before, this is the perfect entry point to the genre. That doesn't mean it's just for kids though, as it has a sense of humor that appeals to both ages. But one of the best things about Game Pass is that it caters to gamers of every age. As State of Decay isn't exactly child-friendly, they're much better off with Costume Quest 2 this October. This next game looks like it was ported from a dusty old arcade machine from the early 90s, but it was actually made in 2012. It's designed to look and play like a classic 16-bit adventure, along the lines of Ghosts and Goblins, and if you played Capcom's legendary action game, you'll instantly feel at home here. You can only take a few hits, you have a rigid jump animation, and attacks need to be timed to perfection. The second you hit your first game over screen, you'll be whisked back to your childhood, yelling in anger at a game that can't hear you. While Cursed Castle scratches a retro itch, it does some other interesting things. For starters, many of the enemies are based on creatures from Spanish folklore. Instead of just fighting endless waves of familiar demons, you'll be trying to take down giant worms with human faces, or throwing daggers at a two-headed vulture. To be honest, I haven't read much about Spanish folklore, but based on this game, it sounds pretty freaky. I also love that you can play the game in pin-sharp HD, or with a slight fuzziness to capture the look of old TV screens. There's also lots of replay value, as the game has different endings depending on how skillfully you play. Sure, you could brute force your way to the final boss, but the real pros will want to find hidden items along the way, and do it without dying. Pulling off this skillful play will keep your thumbs busy, so why not take a trip to Cursed Castle this October? And while we're talking about retro challenges, let's take a look at the Bug Butcher. In this one, you're a spaceman helping a robot clear out his bug infestation. It's going to take more than a can of Raid to deal with these critters. You're armed with machine guns, lasers, and loads of crafty gadgets that'll murder enemies with ease. The catch here is that your gun fires upwards, so you need to steer your weapon under enemies as they come flying down from above. Mess up the shot and you'll have a bug munching on your face, which is never a good thing. And as the game progresses, the insects evolve into deadlier forces. There are spiders that kidnap your robot buddy, instantly failing the level, or there are giant bugs that puke up smaller grunts that stop your bullets from hitting their master. Trying to juggle all the different enemy behaviors can get seriously intense, especially as you try to keep your combo going by dodging attacks and keeping the death counter rolling up. Killing earns coins, and coins buy better weapons, and better weapons make better scores. It's very easy to get pulled into the addictive cycle. Just don't forget the 100 other games waiting to be played in Game Pass. Tower of Guns does exactly what it says on the tin. There is a tower and it's full of guns. Unfortunately, 99% of those guns are pointing right at you. You enter the tower with just one gun, so the odds are stacked against you, but have no fear, as you collect experience, your guns level up. It might fire faster or create bigger explosions. Basically, the more things you kill, the better you get at killing. Throw in loot drops that add extra weapons or stack up perks for your weapons, and you will transform into a killing machine by the time you climb the tower. The tower is also randomly generated every single time you play, so a big part of the fun is opening the door to a new section and seeing what kind of hellish challenge is inside. The enemies here fire hundreds of shots at a time, but with skillful jumping you can dodge around the large and slow moving attacks. Weaving past a wall of cannonballs while firing saw blades at a giant boss makes you feel incredible. And if you die horribly, the random level layout means you might not have to face that particular room again. Honestly, I've had so much fun with this game. It's exactly the kind of hidden gem you want from Game Pass, giving you a chance to sample games that you've not heard of before. And there you have it, October's update to Game Pass with loads of new brilliant titles to get your hands on. To sign up and get playing that huge library of games, just hit the link down in the description below and let us know in the comments below what Xbox Game Pass games you'll be playing this month, and make sure to subscribe to Xbox On to ensure you get all the latest Xbox Game Pass updates. Thanks for watching and we'll see you guys soon. Bye!